What's up, guys? The quarterback position is the most important in football. If you disagree, just take a look at how many teams have watched their season fall apart once their star quarterback goes down with a season-ending injury. Over the years, many great quarterbacks suffered very scary injuries that looked career-ending. Some of them bounced back and returned to form, but others can't say the same. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present the 10 most gruesome injuries suffered by NFL quarterbacks. And don't forget to subscribe to TPS and make sure to put on your notifications because we post videos every single day. So why would you not want to subscribe to us? Go do it. Number 10, Andrew Luck's lacerated kidney. After leading the Indianapolis Colts to the AFC Championship game in 2014, Andrew Luck and company were a big-time favorite to win the Super Bowl. This star-studded team had just added future Hall of Famers Andre Johnson and Frank Gore in free agency. Unfortunately, the Colts' offensive line couldn't protect Luck. He took a bunch of hits, and as those hits piled up, they began to take their toll on the young quarterback. After Luck led the Colts to an upset win over the eventual Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos, it was reported that a lacerated kidney, which he suffered during the game, would keep him sidelined for several weeks. He didn't return, and the Colts missed the postseason altogether. Luck returned for the 2016 season and had another stellar injury, so at least the kidney laceration didn't ruin his career, sort of. Number 9, Jim McMahon's shoulder. Overshadowed by the legendary '85 Chicago Bears defense, Jim McMahon was quarterback of the Windy City team and defeated the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 20. The 1986 Pro Bowler was the ideal complement for a Chicago team that leaned mostly on their shutdown defense and legendary running back Walter Payton. But during the 1986 home game against the rival Green Bay Packers, McMahon's excellent season came to an end. Packers nose tackle Charles Martin delivered an ugly cheap shot body slam on McMahon, and his shoulder went right into the turf. The injury ruined McMahon's season while Martin received a 2-game suspension. It's pretty messed up. So he ends this guy's season and only gets a 2-game suspension. It's totally fair, yeah. Number 8, Joe Montana's elbow injury. The San Francisco 49ers legend led the team to 4 Super Bowl championships in his illustrious career. Montana also won 2 MVP awards and was an 8-time Pro Bowler. So I'm sure you guys get the point. He was arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. A big hit from Leonard Marshall of the New York Giants forced Montana out of the 1990 NFC Championship game, which the 49ers lost. Montana then suffered a gruesome elbow injury in a 1991 preseason game. He needed surgery and was ruled out for the season. Because Steve Young filled in nicely during his absence, Montana played just 1 game for the 49ers in 1992. He got traded to the Kansas City Chiefs and enjoyed 2 more seasons there before retiring in 1995. The elbow injury thankfully didn't end his career, but certainly paved the way for his exit from San Francisco. Number 7, Tom Brady's ACL tear. Expectations were sky high for the New England Patriots entering the 2008 season. After all, they were coming off an 18-1 season, having fallen just short of being the first 19-0 team in NFL history. Unfortunately, Brady's season ended in the early minutes of the New England's Week 1 contest against the Kansas City Chiefs. After throwing a pass to Randy Moss, Brady tore his ACL while being pulled down by Bernard Pollard. That ended his season, and though backup QB Matt Castle came off the bench and led the Pats to an 11-1 campaign, they still missed the playoffs. Brady returned to full force for the 2009 season, thankfully avoiding a career-ending injury. Number 6, Robert Griffin III's knee injuries begin. Alright, you all know this story, it's a pretty sad one. Robert Griffin III was drafted 2nd overall by the Washington Redskins in 2012. He won the Offensive Rookie of the Year award and led them to the NFC East Division title. But in a Week 14 game, Griffin suffered a knee injury and hadn't been fully cleared by Dr. James Andrews. Nonetheless, head coach Mike Shanahan decided to play Griffin for the wildcard playoff game versus the Seattle Seahawks. Bad move. Late in the game, Griffin suffered a brutal knee injury that forced him out of the game. The Redskins lost, and Washington was rightfully criticized for being careless with their young QB. This was the start of many injuries for Griffin, who has hung around the NFL strictly as a backup. If it weren't for the mishandling of his knee problem, who knows what kind of career he would have had in DC. Number 5, Derek Carr's leg fracture. 2016 was a special year for the Oakland Raiders. Quarterback Derek Carr led them to a 12-win season and their first playoff berth in 14 years. The Raiders were vying for the AFC West title in their Week 16 home game. Perhaps that's why Oakland kept Carr in the game during a blowout win over the Colts. Sadly, the worst thing possible happened to Oakland. Carr suffered a broken fibula and missed the rest of the season. The Raiders were easily eliminated by the Houston Texans in the wild card round, around, and Carr hasn't been the same player since that injury. You can't help but wonder what could have been had Carr not broken his leg. Number 4, Dan Marino tears Achilles tendon. There was plenty of hype around the Miami Dolphins entering the 1993 season. They were coming off a trip to the AFC Championship game, and with quarterback Dan Marino still in his prime, there was big-time optimism in South Beach. But in a Week 6 game against the Cleveland Browns, Marino suffered a gruesome ruptured Achilles tendon that abruptly ended his season. Miami managed to finish 9-7 and missed the playoffs. Had Marino avoided the injury, perhaps the Dolphins would have gone to win the Super Bowl. Number 3, Tony Romo's vertebrae fracture. A broken collarbone forced Tony Romo to miss all but 4 games in 2015, and the Dallas Cowboys predictably fell apart and missed the playoffs without him. When Romo returned for the 2016 season, expectations were high for America's team. They just drafted running back sensation Ezekiel Elliott. But during Dallas's 3rd preseason contest against the Seattle Seahawks, Romo got hit from behind while trying to slide down. He suffered a compression fracture in the L1 vertebrae, forcing him to miss most of the season. Of course, rookie Dak Prescott took over as the starter, and he had a firm hold on the job by the time Romo returned. Tony played a bit in their meaningless Week 17 game, then decided to retire and take a color analyst job for CBS Sports, which he's excelled in, so good for him. But it's still a shame that his last 2 NFL seasons were completely taken away by injuries. Number 2, Alex Smith's broken leg. This one breaks my heart. Alex Smith was enjoying his first season with the Washington Redskins in 2018. He had them leading the NFC East division, proving that the Kansas City Chiefs weren't the sole reason for his success. But in Washington's Week 11 home game versus the Houston Texans, Smith was sacked by J.J. Watt and Kareem Jackson. He fractured his right tibia and fibula, ending a promising season in DC. I feel so bad. He was doing so well. They would have made the playoffs. This sucks. I'm not even a fan of the team. That just sucks. A broken leg for a quarterback in his mid-30s is really scary, and we can only hope Smith will return to form one day. The next guy on our list played for the same team and sadly suffered the same injury on the same date. Number 1, Joe Theismann's broken leg ends career. Joe Theismann spent a decade with the Washington Redskins and won the 1983 NFL MVP award. He led them to a Super Bowl championship. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler, and he threw for 25,206 yards in his career. Whoa. But in a 1985 game between the Redskins and the New York Giants, Theismann's career ended abruptly. 3 G-men, led by Lawrence Taylor, sacked Theismann, and he suffered a gruesome leg fracture as a result. Taylor waved over emergency personnel quickly, and Theismann left the field, never to play football again. He fractured the tibia and fibula in his right leg. He opted to retire at the age of 36, which was probably the smart and safe call at that time. What other gruesome injuries suffered by NFL quarterbacks should we have included on our list? Join us in the comment section below. Make sure to go follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media. We post great funny content all the time. If you don't follow us, just go check it out. And if you don't want to follow us, then don't. But I mean, at least check it out. Why not? If you like this video, make sure to like it. We really appreciate it. It takes 1 click right there. Go do it. Also, if this is your first time around TPS, make sure to subscribe because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video, so why would you not subscribe? It's a good idea. Of course, thanks so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you later.
My knee.